Welcome everyone to the 5th grade graduation of Tuf Shin Pei. This graduation has been worked on, and not only by the administration, rebbeim, and teachers of the elementary school division, but it's actually been a cumulative effort. Multiple divisions, the middle school division, the high school division, we met via Zoom, we met in person, we came down to the campus, across the street on this side to really see what we can do, and the collective efforts and creativity allowed this to happen after much work and planning, and we'd like to thank the other divisions for their help. I also wanted to acknowledge the presence of Rabbi Ephraim Palgan, who was here, and our administration, Rabbi Bauman and Rabbi Gavriel Grossman. I also wanted to acknowledge the presence and thank the teachers of the boys, the Rebbe and teacher, Rabbi Schnidman and Mrs. Schuker, and of course, the boys' lifeline here in school, Mrs. Tamir. This graduation could not have come to be without the efforts of so many people who were involved, Rabbi Roth, Isaac, and the entire crew taking care of our physical campus, not only for today's event, but throughout the year, just putting all their efforts in day in and day out, and especially for this event. Our IT team, under the leadership of Avram Eliezer Friedman, have not only carried a huge load of the distance learning that we've been experiencing over the last number of months, but have also been very involved in the planning and logistics of our graduations. Thank you so much. And finally to Carlos Chata in his professional style, and he's been such a pleasure to work with. Thank you so much, everyone. Throughout the years here in school, throughout this year, and certainly during the last few months of these unprecedented and unusual times, the yeshiva has benefited from strong leadership. Rabbi Bauman has, with his experience, wisdom, and strength, led us through thick and thin, keeping a constant focus on the needs of our Talmidim and how we can best service them. It is an honor and privilege to call upon Rabbi Bauman to address the boys on this very special occasion.
Mazel Tov. Thank you, Rabbi Grossman. Rabbi Grossman left out one of the thank yous, perhaps the most important. We only went ahead with this in-person graduation because of Rabbi Grossman's insistence, his love for the boys, and his drive and his passion to make sure that we had a celebration that was befitting the boys and was as exciting as possible in order to celebrate this very important milestone in the boys' lives. I would like to a graduation is an opportunity to reflect back and to look to the future. And I would like to share an idea, a thought that comes to mind, and it's a lesson that we've been thinking about. We're celebrating today 5 years of hard work, of effort, of stick-to-itiveness. But of course, what's on our minds are the last 3 months and how unexpected and perhaps disappointing things that we were counting on were taken away, things that were always in place are missing. And this is perhaps a great opportunity to be able to focus on a very important lesson in life. And I'd like to share with you some words of Chazal and a story. And when something is taken away from us, as I said, our tendency is to feel bad. But we have to realize sometimes when we're missing something, when something doesn't go the way we thought it would, it turns out for the best. The story of Yaakov Avinu, when his sons, the 12 tribes, brought him to Eretz Yisrael for burial. I think the boys all know the story that he passed away in Mitzrayim, and they went back to Eretz Canaan. And as the Medrash tells us, when they approached Hebron, the Ma'aras HaMachpelah, none other than Esav popped up and said, Yaakov does not have a right to be buried in the Ma'aras HaMachpelah. I, Esav, have the right. I'm the firstborn. And they got involved in an argument back and forth with the 12 tribes, with the sons. They said, what do you mean? You sold it. And he said, oh yeah, prove it. And according to the Medrash, went back and forth until the brothers ended up saying, okay, the deed, the shtar that proves that Esav sold the Bechorah to Yaakov is back in Mitzrayim. Let's send Naphtali. He's very quick. He'll go get him. And there was one person who was there, and he didn't quite follow what was going on. That one person was Hushim ben Dan, a grandson of Yaakov Avinu. Hushim ben Dan was hard of hearing. Hushim ben Dan was unaware of what had been going on, the back and forth and the discussion and the argument. He just saw that everything had stopped. And his grandfather, the holy tzaddik Yaakov Avinu, was just there, and we weren't getting to bury him. So he said, what's going on here? What's the delay? Why are we stopped? And they start telling him, well, we came to Ma'aras HaMachpelah, but Esav said this, and we said this. And he said, what? He said, my grandfather Yaakov, he should have to wait and disgrace while we're waiting to do the mitzvah of burying him? He said, get out of my way. And he went over and he took care of Esav. And that was the end of Esav. How was Hushim able to do this? It wasn't despite the fact that he was hard of hearing. It was precisely because he was hard of hearing. He was missing the ability to hear, which is a seemingly very tragic disability, and yet it turned into a tremendous advantage because he wasn't distracted. He was able to do what needed to be done. I want to tell you an amazing story that brings out the same point. The story is of a young man who loved Eretz Yisrael very much. And he decided he was going to volunteer and join the Israeli army. And he left his family, went to Eretz Yisrael, became what's known as a lone soldier, a Chayal Boded. And he joined, and he was in a combat unit, and just a few weeks after he joined, he was in a terribly fierce battle, and he got badly wounded. He ended up in the hospital, and the result was he lost an arm. He was left without one of his arms. And he became terribly depressed. And it was very difficult for him. He was all alone. He felt so bad for himself. He wasn't motivated to do anything. He didn't know what he was going to do with himself. And people came and they tried to encourage him and they gave him ideas of what he should try to do, and nothing seemed to work. And one day, somebody came up with a very outrageous idea. Why don't you learn karate? It sounded crazy, but he had nothing else. So he tried, he started, he got himself a coach, and the coach started training him. And you know what? He wasn't bad. And the coach kept training him until one day the coach said to him, you know what? You are ready for a tournament. You can compete. You're so good. He said, that doesn't make any sense. He said, trust me. So he entered the tournament, and he won the first round. And then he progressed, and he won the quarterfinals. And then he won the semifinals. And he was in the finals against the champion. It was completely unexpected, but there he was. And his coach kept working with him, and he trained him for this final competition. And he said, one thing you must do, the coach said, you must do this following maneuver. And he explained to him this particular maneuver, and he tried it, and he practiced it, and he was ready with this maneuver. And finally, the great competition came, and lo and behold, it was a fierce competition. And even though he didn't expect to win, he was still in, and he tried this maneuver that the coach kept insisting on. And he did the maneuver, and his opponent couldn't get back at him, and he won the competition. He won the finals. He was the new champion. And everybody was cheering, and everybody was slapping him on the back, and they were all so excited for him, and he really felt good, and he felt like he had his life back to him. But he had one more question, and he went over to his coach, and he said, I'm so excited and I'm so appreciative. Tell me, why did you insist on that one maneuver? What was it about that maneuver that you were so convinced was going to work? And the coach told him, and listen carefully, because this is the lesson. He said, that maneuver, the only way to defend against that maneuver is for your opponent to grab your right arm. But you don't have a right arm, so he cannot defend against it. And that's why you won. And the message that we all have to take is sometimes when something is missing, something doesn't go our way, we think, you know, this happened to me, I'm helpless, I can't do anything about it. We have to realize it could be precisely the thing that's missing, precisely the thing that's not working out, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has orchestrated to make it that we will become true champions. So my bracha to all the boys. We're going to miss you as you move on, and we wish you well, and we're very confident that you will have continued hatzlacha, no matter what you're missing, no matter what circumstances might throw at you, because you've shown for the last 3 months how to do it, how not to just blame somebody else or say, I'm helpless and I'm hopeless. No, because we understand that when Hashem gives us things and when He takes them away, it's in order to give us the tools to become champions. And you are all champions, and Mitzvah Hashem, you will continue to be as you go through life, bringing your parents and your teachers nachas, and we wish you all a very big mazel tov.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi Bauman. Our boys have grown so much during their time here in Torah's Emes. We are about to hear their own reflections of their experiences during their time here. We're going to see a video presentation of their pre-recorded messages. This video would not have been possible without the superhuman effort and expertise of Rabbi Schiff, who pulled his magic yet again and put together these presentations. These are their original thoughts. We're so proud to share with you our graduating class of 2020. I'm going to invite our Hanhola and Rebbeim to take their chairs and move them out so that we can join everyone in watching the video presentation. Please turn your attention to the screens.
A very special moment that I've experienced with my class was learning Gemara. We have so much fun learning it, especially with Rabbi Schneidman. He teaches it with so much passion. He really is an amazing rabbi. A very meaningful memory that I have from elementary school is that every time that my feelings were hurt, I always had the option to go talk to Rabbi Grossman and Mrs. Marlowe. They were always there to listen and help me. I will remember them for the rest of my life. And now, I want to thank all the other great teachers who made a change in my life, especially in these hard times. You are the best teachers ever. Keep doing what you guys do. I would also like to thank my parents for giving me this opportunity to go to this school. You are the best parents ever. To my fellow classmates, I wish you all the best. Middle school, here we come.
One thing I will never forget from elementary school is when Rabbi Grossman made the Shine program. This helped us change our behavior. For example, we changed by having less fights and there was no more name calling. We all changed for the better. A special moment that I experienced with my class was when we went to play baseball with the entire class. We all got to spend time together and we had so much fun. It was the best experience ever. I feel that I have become a more mature and responsible student this year. I feel that I am now ready for the challenges of middle school. I would like to thank all those who helped me reach this important milestone. Thank you, Rabbi Schneidman, for teaching me Gemara. My rabbi made a huge impact on me. His teaching was from his heart to my heart. Mrs. Shuker, thank you for teaching me to type, reading comprehension, math, and history. I am sure it will benefit me in middle school. Thank you very much.
This past year in 5th grade, I grew tremendously in my understanding of Mishnahs as I started learning Gemara. Gemara goes deeper into the halachos of the Mishnah and resolves questions from the Mishnahs. Therefore, it really helps me understand the Mishnahs on a deeper level. One of my most meaningful memories from elementary school was when we had a concert in school with Simcha Liner for the Shine program. It was surprising and exciting that we had a concert with one of my favorite singers on a regular school day, and it was fun to see my friends who go to middle school since both schools went. This was a special day. Something that I will miss tremendously is the Erev Shabbos assembly, and I would like to say thank you for making it every week. Now that I'm done with elementary school, I'd like to say thank you to a few people. First to my parents, for always helping me with everything I needed for school and for being there to chaperone trips. Then to my teachers who helped me learn everything I know. I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Me, for always being there whenever I needed her.
One of the ways I grew this year was by learning Gemara. Gemara was something that really changed my life in so many ways. From learning with my Rebbe to studying it with my father and reviewing with my grandparents. It is something that I will never forget. My most meaningful memory from elementary school was in 1st grade when I learned Kriyan script letters. I felt so good with this tremendous accomplishment. It was one of the greatest highlights of my life. I would like to thank several people who helped me reach this milestone. First, I would like to thank my amazing teachers who helped me learn so much. They pushed me to challenge myself and learn new and exciting topics. I would also like to thank both Rabbi Grossmans for all their help and guidance. Finally, I would like to thank my parents who encouraged, motivated, and helped me become the person I am today.
Hello teachers, Rebbes, and friends. We did it. I want to start off by saying thank you to my mom and dad, teachers and Rebbes, and most of all Hashem, for guiding me through this journey. I couldn't have done it without you. Even though we faced these hard times, we still managed to pull it off. Social distancing was one of the biggest and toughest challenges we had to face. But thanks to all to our SEMA staff, they made it feel like we were still in school. I enjoyed all the activities and learning we did on long distance learning and Google Classroom. I remember the first time I went to the walkathon. It was so much fun, and there was delicious hot dogs, chips, and sodas. To top it all off, I want to say thank you for all your hard work.
A meaningful memory I have from elementary school was when I started learning Gemara. It was a very fun experience, and it is a pleasure to learn with Rabbi Schneidman. A way in which I grew this year was when we learned poetry with Mrs. Shuker and Aramaic with Rabbi Schneidman. I'd like to thank my parents and all my rabbis, teachers, family members, and friends for helping me achieve this special milestone.
A special moment I experienced with my class was when we went to the baseball field. Then my mother got the whole class Slurpees. A meaningful memory is when I started to learn Gemara. I would like to thank all those who helped me reach this important milestone. Rabbi Schneidman, my parents, Mrs. Mrs. Shuker, and most importantly, Hashem.
I feel that I really grew this year in Gemara. I began 5th grade not knowing how to read Gemara, and now I know how to read Gemara very well. I remember feeling really excited for my school's Gemara celebration and even more excited when I finished my first stop. I would like to express my tremendous appreciation to my parents, rebellion teachers, and to Mrs. Demir who helped me reach this important milestone. Thank you. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to all my Bayman teachers for helping me achieve and succeed. Every day, school or Zoom, I come in with a smile on my face, ready to learn. I appreciate all the great things Torah Semes has done for me, and I'll remember it forever. I want to thank Rabbi Shnim and Mrs. Shuker for teaching me a tremendous amount and helping me grow. I have much appreciation for all the effort and time they put in to make this important milestone take place. And of course, I want to thank Hashem and my wonderful parents.
A very meaningful memory from elementary school is when we had the walkathon. It was fun and we raised a lot of money for tzedakah. A teacher who made a very big difference in my life is Ms. Shuker. She made me a more serious student and hard worker. Thank you, Ms. Shuker. I would like to thank my parents and all my teachers who helped me reach this important milestone. Thank you for helping me grow YTCTE.
One way I grew this year is in essay writing with Mrs. Shuker. I also grew with Rabbi Schnidman by learning a new language in Gemara. One memory I have from elementary school is when I first got my Gemara that I've been waiting for since 2nd grade. To conclude, I'd like to thank my parents. Nurturing a young seed takes a lot of patience, and I have so much appreciation for them. I also would like to thank my Rebbeim teachers and my uncle and my grandmother for helping me along the way. Filling a student with knowledge takes a lot of patience too. Thank you.
The thing that I have learned most from this year is Gemara. Sometimes it is a little hard to understand what the Gemara is telling me, but after I review it, I understand it much better. A meaningful memory that I have from elementary school is the Lag BaOmer Carnival. It was really enjoyable playing all those games and sports. I would like to thank my parents and all those Rebbeim teachers who helped me reach this important milestone.
One important thing that I learned in Torah Semes is how to learn with friends. Not just interacting with friends on the surface, but really diving into the text. That's something that really made a difference to me, and I'll carry that with me forever. Reflecting back at my years in Torah Semes, I remember the meaningful moment when we started learning Gemara. The room was full of excitement and thought. It was not just something to learn, it was something to really take to heart. Thank you to all my Rebbeim, teachers, friends, and family who have made my education in 5th grade possible. Thank you.
When I first came to Torah Semes in 2nd grade, I didn't know anyone. At the beginning, it was hard to get used to everything new, but Baruch Hashem, very quickly, everyone was very kind and welcoming. A special moment for me that I will remember was Asrachat Gemara. I was filled with excitement and thrilled to finally learn Gemara. Baruch Hashem, I feel that I grew this year learning and understanding Gemara and trying to judge people favorably and being more than just a chassid. I want to thank Hashem for guiding me and giving me the ability to understand everything I learned in school. And to my parents for sending me to this amazing school, bringing me every morning and helping me with everything I needed. And to my amazing teachers for everything they taught me, and to all my friends and classmates for being awesome, for being there for me, and all the fun and unforgettable memories we shared together.
A teacher that made a big difference in my life was Rabbi Schnidman because he taught me how to learn Gemara and made it fun while we were learning it. A meaningful memory from elementary school is when I learned my first pasuk in 1st grade with Rabbi Ruben. It was my first Yom and an unforgettable one. I want to give a big thanks to all my Rebbeim teachers, classmates, and parents that helped me reach this important milestone. Without them, I would not be the person I am today.
A teacher that made a big difference in my life is Mrs. Shuker.
When we were in other grades, the teachers treat us like little kids, but she treated us like adults and made us more responsible. A meaningful memory in elementary school was when we went to the baseball field to play baseball in 5th grade. It was meaningful because it showed how much our teachers would do for us even outside of school. Also, it was so fun because it was our whole entire class playing a baseball game. I would like to thank my parents and all my Rebbeim teachers for helping me reach this important milestone. Mazel tov, everyone.
One way I grew this year was my midos for being a leader. At lunch, I had to be extra nice to the younger students, and we do agree with the first graders. When the first grader got it wrong, I had to correct him nicely. A meaningful memory from elementary school was field day. I saw a lot of kids having good midos with each other, and when one team lost, the other team did not brag. They just left the Zoom meeting. I would now like to thank my Rebbeim and teachers and parents who helped me reach this important milestone.
One special moment I shared with my class was when we went to the trip to the baseball park where we played baseball with all of our friends. A meaningful experience from my elementary school years that I will always remember was learning Mishnayos with Rabbi Schneeman in a small group together with my friends. I would like to thank all my teachers throughout my years at KES for teaching me so many valuable lessons. I would not be the person I am today without my teachers. Thank you, Rabbi Schneeman, Ms. Shuker, Rabbi Mon, Rabbi Kamensky, Rabbi Chait, Ms. Scott, Rabbi Grossman, and Ms. Cardenas. I would also like to thank my principal, Rabbi Bauman, and the assistant principal, Rabbi N. Grossman, for doing everything they can to make our school as interesting as possible. We had amazing carnivals, assemblies, and guest speakers. I'm looking forward to middle school, and I'm excited to meet my new teachers.
One way I grew this year is with my midos. I think I became much nicer. One meaningful memory I have from elementary school is when I first started to learn Gemara. This is a meaningful memory for me because it is a big step in my life. I would like to thank all my teachers who taught me throughout elementary school, especially Rabbi Schneeman, who taught me my first daf of Gemara. I would also like to thank my amazing parents for sending me to this amazing school. Thank you for coming.
One of the most meaningful memories from KES was from this past year, when we started to learn Gemara. We began to learn our first Amud in our journey through Talmud Bavli and Yerushalmi. I'd like to thank all my Rebbeim teachers, but especially Rabbi Schneeman, who worked with me a few Masechtas and taught us our first Amud in Gemara with a geschmack and a love for Torah. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all my Rebbeim teachers who brought me to the level that I'm on now, especially during these difficult times when they put in a tremendous amount of effort for us to continue learning.
A meaningful memory from elementary school was in first grade when I got my first chumash by the chumash play. That was the first stage of my learning, which eventually continued with Mishnayos and Gemara. A special moment I experienced with my class was the first time I started learning Gemara. It was the first step to the Gemara learning that I will do for the rest of my life. I love how Gemara is very logical and stimulates my brain. I would like to thank Rabbi Schneeman for teaching me how to learn Gemara and Mrs. Shuker for helping me improve my writing and preparing me for middle school. I would also like to thank my father for always learning with me and my mother for showing me good midos.
I am happy that I went to KES because I had so many great moments with my class, like when we all did a siyum together. This was special because it was hard finishing a parak in Gemara and Chumash. I will miss KES because the teachers are very special. Rabbi Yero and Mrs. Shuker made my education into a whole new level and helped me be ready for 6th grade. Thank you for everyone for helping me and each other, and I wish you all will be healthy and well. Thanks to all my teachers, including Rabbi Errol and Morris Sarah.
I miss KES because we are all one big family. A few teachers that have made a difference in my life are Rabbi Alkabetz, Rabbi Errol, Mrs. Schuker, Mrs. Scott, and Mrs. Waldman. They were strict, which taught me how to be self-sufficient, but they taught me in a fun way that can be focused and made me feel special. KES is special because I've made friends in kindergarten that are still my friends today. I hope those friends will be my friends forever. First, I want to thank my mom and my dad, who always care for me whenever I'm in a bad mood. I know I can count on them. I also like to thank my grandparents who are supportive and caring for me and surprising me with gifts. Lastly, I'd like to thank my Doda Brianna and my Dod Baruch, who always are so nice to me. They love me and care for me. I love you all. Thank you for being who you are. I really appreciate it.
My name is Mordechai Bardo. I would like to talk about how much I appreciate and I will miss KES. My family and I moved from New York to Florida this year. I attended a different yeshiva throughout my whole life. Coming into a new school was a little scary, not knowing if I would make new friends or not. One of the most difficult and challenging parts attending KES was learning Gemara. I was so excited to get my own Gemara and to start learning from it. When we learn Gemara with Rabbi Errol, he teaches us how to read it by singing different tunes and understanding if it's a question or an answer, a statement or a proof. Thank you, Rabbi. Now I am ready to go to the next level. I also would like to thank Mrs. Schuker for putting a lot of time and effort into all that she teaches us so we can do our best. I really appreciate all you do for us. Thank you. I would also like to thank our Menahalim and all the KES faculty for the great job you do to keep our school outstanding. I really appreciate all you do for us. Thank you. And for all my classmates, I wish you lots of hatzlacha in all you do, and we should all grow in our mitzvah and Torah learning. Thank you. See you next year.
I have had many meaningful memories in KES before that I thought were extra meaningful to me were receiving my Siddur Chumash Mishnais and receiving my Gemara. The reason that I thought those were extra meaningful to me was that they were all different points in my life that I climbed up another rung on the ladder of a Torah life. I'm happy I went to KES because of all the great memories. One moment that I remember was at the end of 4th grade when school was over. The 5th graders were having a big party to celebrate finishing elementary school. I remember thinking, hey, next year I'll be in that position. I'm very thankful to everybody that was involved and everything that went on when I was in KES. I'm especially thankful to my teachers, Rabbi Reuben, Mrs. Lemet, Rabbi Grossman, Ms. Solk, who is now Mrs. Dennis, Rabbi Schiff, Mrs. Glass, Rabbi Alkavitz, Rabbi Kamenetsky, Rabbi Arrow, and Mrs. Schuker. I'd also like to thank my parents who guided me through this path of Torah and mitzvahs.
I'm so glad I went to KES because I feel like I've grown so much. This year, I have learned to act more mature. KES is a great school because I've learned many important skills. One area I really improved in was translating Pesukim. I have not yet mastered it, but with the help of my Rebbeim, I will continue to grow and improve. I would like to thank a few people. Thank you, Rabbi Errol, for helping me get better in Chumash. Thank you, Mrs. Schuker, for preparing us for RMS. Thank you, Rabbi Alkabas, for making learning fun. Lastly, thank you to my family for supporting me and helping me grow in the ways of the Torah.
In this school are so nice because when I got here from Chile, I didn't know a word of English. Everyone wanted to make me feel included, and they really tried hard. I really appreciate those kids. I love this school because the teachers are always taking care of us. So one time we tried to give back a little by making a surprise birthday party for Rabbi Kamenetsky. I thought that nobody would want to do it, but it turned out that everyone wanted to join, and everyone got something. It was great. First of all, I thank Hashem for letting me come to this very special moment. I thank my parents for supporting me and encouraging me more to be a better person. I really want to give a special thank you to my Rebbeim and teachers. Also, I thank my friends for always being there for me and always making me laugh. I really miss you guys in these very hard times. And now, B'ezrat Hashem, prepare for landing at Roar Middle School.
KES is a great school because you can really grow here. This year, I feel like I grew in Chumash, Mishnah, and Gemara. Last year, I didn't know Gemara. I just started learning Mishnah, and I only finished one parsha. This year, I finished about 4 parshios. I started learning Gemara, and I know Mishnah better. I think KES is also special because of all the meaningful experiences I've had. One of them was my 8th birthday. Everyone went outside and my teacher got a cake. It made me feel so special. Finally, I am very grateful to all my Rebbeim teachers for these amazing years. Thank you for educating me so I'm now able to graduate into middle school.
I am happy that I went to KES because I had so many fun and exciting times. One specific memory that I have with my class was when we were all working together to learn Mishnahs before we were going to have the auction for all the amazing prizes. Another reason why I really like KES is because not only are there a lot of fun times, but there are also a lot of meaningful times. One of those examples is the walkathon because it is a big opportunity to be part of such a big tzedakah event. Another meaningful memory I have is when we all received our own Gemara and we each had our own short speech about why we were excited. I want to thank my parents for bringing me to this amazing yeshiva and my Rebbeim teachers for helping me reach this point through all these years. I also want to thank Mrs. Tamir for working so hard and making sure that we feel very comfortable in school at all times.
KES is a great school because you can really grow here. I grew in so many areas in here, and this year especially in Gemara and Ali. I will miss KES a lot because the teachers and Rebbeim here are very special. I would like to take this moment to thank Hashem for bringing me here. I would also like to thank Rabbi Aro who introduced me to Gemara. One major lesson I learned from here is that in order to learn you have to work hard. I would like to thank all the teachers who helped me grow through the years, especially Rabbi Alkovich for teaching me Mishnahs. I would like to thank Mrs. Shuker for teaching me so much, and also a big thank you to all my teachers, friends, and family for helping me reach this point.
KES is a great school because the teachers are so great, fun, and interesting. I appreciate Rabbi Errol who helped me grow in the studies of Torah, Mishnah, and Gemara and helped me accomplish the mitzvah to study Torah every day. I also appreciate Mrs. Shuker who has helped me prepare for middle school and taught me many important things. I would like to thank Rabbi Errol and Mrs. Shuker for everything they have done for me. I also would like to thank Mrs. Sokol for helping me out in every secular class, explaining things I didn't understand.
I'm glad I went to KES because they taught me so much. The most complicated thing was Gemara, which was difficult when you started. Now I feel I know it very well and I feel good. I also miss KES because of my memories, especially my memories of our class Siyam on Parsha Shmos. Also, we had a Yissim at Rabbi Errol's house recently, which was great. Thanks to all my Rebbeim teachers who helped me reach this important milestone.
Our school is special because the teachers are special. A teacher who made a big difference in my life is Ms. Shuker, because she is strict and nice in my opinion. I will miss this school because I had such good moments. One special moment that I had with my class is when we set up a birthday party for Ms. Shuker, and the whole room was filled with surprises. I'm so glad I went to KES because if not for KES, I would not be what I am today. I want to thank the teachers for helping me grow, my classmates for caring, and my family for supporting me. Thank you.
Dear rabbis and teachers, KES is a very special school because of all the great memories. A meaningful memory from elementary school was the first day I walked into the classroom on my first year in school. I will miss the special moments in our school. One special moment that I experienced with my class was the day we received our Gemaras. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to all the teachers who helped me through everything. If it weren't for all of you, I would not be here at this point. Thank you to all the teachers that helped me get to this point in life, and I hope to see you all next year. Thank you and have a great night.
KES is a great school because of the great teachers and Rebbeim. The teachers that made a big difference in my life are Rabbi Alkabez and Rabbi Al. When I first entered Torah Semis in 4th grade, Rabbi Alkabez really made me a good student. He always looked out for me, inside and outside the classroom. Rabbi Al made me the learner I am today. He was always helping me grow in my learning. Thank you to all my teachers who helped me in so many ways. The warmth and care you have shown me is immeasurable. I will never forget my wonderful experience here at Torah Semis.
I will miss KES because you really learn to succeed at difficult things here. One very difficult thing I learned to do in elementary school was long division. At first it was really hard for me because I felt that it was too hard to remember every one of the steps. I felt like I was going to completely fail the math test because of the long division. Now that I mastered it, I feel very confident with it and it is easy for me. KES is a great school because of the excellent teachers and Rebbeim. One Rebbe who made a big difference for me was Rabbi Schiff because he made me realize that learning could be really fun. Thank you to all my teachers for everything you have done for me and how you helped me reach middle school.
I'll miss RSMS because it is a fun and educational school. A teacher who made a big impact on me is Rabbi Arrow for teaching us a lot of Torah and at the same time making it fun. Something I learned to do is stand up for myself. I would like to give a special thank you to all my Rebbeim and teachers for doing everything with a smile.
I'll miss KES because of all the memories I had. One special memory is from the day I joined the school. Everybody was very nice to me and they included me in all of the sports. Another thing I will miss are the memories together. One example is the second and unfortunately last walkathon I will be participating in. It was very fun with all my friends. I want to thank my teachers and my parents for motivating me every day, and I just want to thank everybody else who helped me get where I am today. Thank you.
I'm going to miss KES because of all the great teachers. One teacher I wanted to mention is Rabbi Arrow for helping me learn Chumash. In KES, we worked hard and learned many skills. The most difficult thing I learned this year was Chumash. Sometimes I felt annoyed when I was working on it, but now I feel that it's easy. Thank you to all of my teachers for helping me. Thank you, Rabbi Arrow, for helping me learn Chumash, and thank you, Mrs. Schuker, for helping me learn math.
I will miss this school because all of the great teachers. Mrs. Schuker made a big difference in my life because now I know 5th grade stuff like poetry. KES is a school where you have many special moments. I experienced a special moment with my class when we reviewed our Gemara, Chumash, and Mishnahs together. It is such a meaningful memory that we reviewed our Torah so we remember it. Thank you everyone who helped me reach this goal, especially my mom.
I am very lucky to have had the chance to go to KES because it changed me. The most meaningful time I ever had with my class was my first day of 1st grade because it was the start to a whole new step in my life. Now, I would like to thank my amazing teachers, Mrs. Schuker and Mrs. Sokol. Additionally, I want to thank Rabbi Errol for not only being an amazing Rabbi, but for also being the first person to ever teach me Gemara. Finally, Ms. Tamir. When I said KES changed me, Ms. Tamir was the spark, the tzotz. Without her, I would not be the same. From giving me ice packs to giving me a late note, she was always there for me. Thank you, KES, thank you all the staff, and thank you, Hashem.
I'm happy I went to KES because you learn tough things. One thing that I have not yet fully mastered in school this year is learning how to speak Hebrew, which I think will be very useful in the future. I think I have almost mastered it and I am proud of myself. I will miss KES because the teachers are very special. One teacher that made a big difference in my life was Rabbi Errol because he explains every word in depth and detail. I really comprehend this too. I think that is very special and it really made a big difference in my life and in the lives of others. I would like to thank everyone in this school for everything you do and for helping me be who I am today. I'm really going to miss KES.
Who would have thought a traffic jam can sound so good? If you would have told me a few months ago that I'd be standing here at our carpool line addressing an entire class worth of cars, I'm not sure what I would have thought. But after reflecting on it, I realized that I think there can be an incredible lesson from having our graduation on the carpool line. You see, carpool is a simple thing that you just have to do. To get to school, your parents need to come to the carpool line. We don't really think about it very much. It just kind of happens. And it's true, it happens. But it takes time. takes effort, and it happens because your parents take time every single day to make it happen. You're graduating 5th grade right now. That means you went through preschool, and you went through elementary school. You've been through 7, 8 years of school. Every day you needed to come, and every day you needed to leave. Let's assume for a moment that it takes about a half hour to do carpool. I know that's being generous. It's a half hour in the morning and a half hour in the afternoon, every day. Yes, maybe your parents took turns with other parents. They didn't have to do it every day, but they had to do it multiple times a week. And that amounts to hundreds of hours a year. Over the years, it amounts to thousands of hours. If they didn't do carpool, they sent you on the bus, which amounts to thousands of dollars. Either way, they invested a tremendous amount into just getting you to and from school every day. This is one tiny piece that we don't really think about of what your parents have done to help bring you to this moment. What about lunches and dinners that they make every day? What about everything that they buy you? On Pesach, one of the famous songs that we sing at the Seder is Dayenu. We thank Hashem for so many things that He did for us during Yetzias Mitzrayim. And we highlight each one separately. Ilu Hotzianu min Mitzrayim. We discuss taking us out of Mitzrayim, punishing our enemies, giving us wealth, giving us the Torah, giving us Shabbos, taking us to Eretz Yisrael. And the question is asked, it's a beautiful song, why is this really necessary? Why not just say, Hashem, thanks for everything? The answer is, because we need to stop and appreciate every little piece. We can so easily not realize just how many things our parents do for us. And what about our rebbeim and teachers? How many worksheets did you get every school year? Now yes, you may not have been so happy about every single worksheet, but it takes a long time to create every one of those. And it takes a long time to grade it. And how many lessons needed to be prepared? And you go beyond the classroom teachers. How many hours did Rabbi G. Grossman spend on creating an incredible lunch programs where you got to be leaders every day? Spent an hour every day just in the lunchroom. And how many hours did it take to create the Shine program? How many Band-Aids and ice packs did Mrs. Tamir give you over your years in Torah Emes? How many times did she call home for you? And of course, everything that we have, everything that we get through any person, all comes from Hashem. We don't know Hashem's plans and why the coronavirus needed to come. But one positive step that has happened is that we can appreciate what we've previously taken for granted. So much that used to be normal and expected is not so normal and expected anymore. And it helps us appreciate what it is that we have. Boys, I'd like to finish with a bracha. Please take the opportunities to appreciate what you have. You have so many kochos that Hashem has given you, so many strengths, so much that you've gotten from your parents, from your rebbeim, from your teachers. Please take what you've been given and fly and bring us so much nachas. Mazel tov. The next segment in our program is going to be to distribute the diplomas as well as a special gift, which is a beautiful personalized sitter to each student. In order to maintain social distancing, we're going to be staggering the students you're going to get a signal either from Rabbi Grossman or Rabbi Schneidman when it's your turn to come up. When you come up, please approach the table where one of the two tables where Mrs. Shuker is standing, and come stand on the stage. The photographer is going to take a picture of you, which we'll be able to share with you. And please, everyone should stay in your cars as we welcome and congratulate each one of our students. Mikey Roth. A great student who is sensitive and kind. Mazel tov, Mikey. Yosef Dubkowski. Exciting, driven, with leadership qualities. Mazel tov, Yosef. Dov Ber Shapiro. A boy who loves to learn, is kind and responsible. Mazel tov, Dov Ber. Shaya Shapiro. Helpful, cooperative, with a true love for learning. Mazel tov, Shaya. Yosef Grossman. A sweet boy who is respectful and passionate in his learning. Mazel tov, Yosef. Yosef Mizrahi. Responsible, studious, with beautiful midos. Mazel tov, Yosef. David Amar. Sensitive, well-spoken, and fun-loving. Mazel tov, David. Shaya Clag. A mature thinker, well-spoken and popular. Mazel tov, Shaya. Moshe Chaim Eisenstein. Bright, kind, and a strong student. Mazel tov, Moshe Chaim. Ari Feld. Creative, kind, with a great sense of humor, Mazel tov, Ari. Yaakov Stoll. A great student, respectful, and loves to learn. Mazel tov, Yaakov. Nehorai Lasry. Respectful, sweet, and sensitive to others. Mazel tov, Nehorai. Yona Jaraslowitz. Hardworking, sweet, and so respectful. Mazel tov, Yona. Yaakov Kersner. A strong student, a good friend with beautiful midos. Mazel tov, Yaakov. Rafi Breyer. A critical thinker who is creative and kind. Mazel tov, Rafi. Yaakov Nahon. A good friend, a serious worker, who loves to help. Mazel tov, Yaakov. Yona Pravalsky. Sweet, fun, and loves to learn. Mazel tov, Yona. David Heller. Sweet, friendly, with wonderful midos. Mazel tov, David. Nassan Goldenberg. Sweet, studious with a great sense of humor, Mazel Tov Nassan. Itamar Asor. A hard worker who is responsible and fun. Mazel Tov Itamar. Avner Danierav. Cooperative, loyal, and friendly. Mazel Tov, Avner. Yisrael Suisa. Yisrael is known for being sweet, hardworking, and a wonderful friend.
Stay
Gabriel Friedlander. Gabriel is known to be responsible, a hard worker with beautiful midos. Mazel Tov. Eliyahu Asulin. Loyal, mature, and loves to participate. Mazel Tov. Tovia Dreyfus. Passionate, hardworking, and contributes so much to the class. Mazel Tov. Gabriel Yechieli. Mature, well-spoken, and respectful. Mazel Tov, Gabriel. Yonatan Abramov. hard worker who is mature and kind. Mazel tov, Yonatan. Kobe Franklin. Creative, fun-loving, and very caring. Mazel tov, Kobe. Elia Toledano. A good friend, a hard worker who has come so far. Mazel tov, Elia. Isaac Pisati. Kind, thoughtful, and loves to participate. Mazel tov, Isaac. Benjamin Rosenberg. Kind, friendly, and loves to learn. Mazel tov, Benjamin. Avram Yitzchak Hollander. Respectful, kind, and loves to learn. Mazel tov, Avram Yitzchak. David Gluck. A great student who is fun and has beautiful midos. Mazel tov, David. David Hendel. A sensitive boy who is loyal with a good heart. Mazel tov, David. Dovi Saperman. Studious, kind, and very growing. Mazel tov, Dovi. Goldman. A strong student who is sweet and has beautiful midos. Mazel tov, Avi. Mordechai Barda. A sweet boy and a nice friend who has grown in so many ways. Mazel tov, Mordechai. Avi Lax. Good friend, easygoing, with a great sense of humor. Mazel tov, Avi. Yuri Zainis. Creative, sweet, and fun-loving. Mazel tov, Yuri. David Pomerantz. An original thinker who is kind and respectful. Mazel tov, David. Chaim Herman. Kind, sensitive, and prepared to work. Mazel tov, Chaim. Have another big round of honking, I guess, for the class of Tuf Shin Pei. For the final part of our program, we're going to watch another video presentation that's going to be a beautiful recap of this year as well as earlier experiences that the boys had with us here in Torah Samis. Again, I'd like to thank Rabbi Schiff, who simply continues to outdo himself time and time again. Again, I'll invite the staff to take their chairs a little bit out into the middle so that we could watch the presentation ourselves.
ביקשתי בן, נתת לי, ביקשתי בת, נתת לי, ביקשתי בית עם המון ברכה, למשפחה, את הפרנסה, נתת לי, את הבריאות, נתת לי, וגם את כל החסד בחיי, עד מדי, שיש עוד דבר, והוא בעצם העיקר. התפללתי ושמעת, נתת לי הכל. נתת לי בנים, נתת לי בנות, אני מאוד רוצה מכל אחד לראות הרבה נחת, הרבה נחת. נתת לי בנים, נתת לי בנות, אני מאוד רוצה מכל אחד לראות הרבה נחת, הרבה נחת. ביקשתי בן, נתת לי, ביקשתי בת, נתת לי, ביקשתי בית עם המון ברכה למשפחה, את הפרנסה, נתת לי, את הבריאות, נתת לי, וגם את כל החסד בחיי, עד בלי די, אבל אני יודע שיש עוד דבר, והוא בעצם העיקר. נתת לי בנים, נתת לי בנות, אני מאוד רוצה מכל אחד לראות הרבה נחת, הרבה נחת. נתת לי בנים, נתת לי בנות, אני מאוד רוצה מכל אחד לראות הרבה נחת, הרבה נחת. ויזכו לראות בנים, בנים ובני בנים, עוסקים בתורה ובמצוות ובמצוות. ויזכו לראות בנים, בנים ובני בנים, עוסקים בתורה ובמצוות ובמצוות. אני יודע שיש עוד דבר, והוא בעצם העיקר. נתת לי בנים, נתת לי בנות, אני עומד ומבקש, אני רוצה לראות הרבה נחת, הרבה נחת. נתת לי בנים, נתת לי בנות, אני מאוד רוצה מכל אחד לראות הרבה נחת, הרבה נחת. ויזכו לראות בנים, בנים ובני בנים, עוסקים בתורה ובמצוות ובמצוות. ויזכו לראות בנים, בנים ובני בנים, עוסקים בתורה ובמצוות ובמצוות.
Each day we enter school, proud to be a part of something where we all belong.
Handing over all the tools, set out with the goal of one thing, that we're growing strong. You encourage us to climb, reaching for our full potential. Give us what we need, making sure that we will shine. You impart what's most essential, so that we can lead.
And you will watch us grow and grow and grow, even more than you could ever know. Oh, where we are, we're building generations. We will go far as leaders of our nation. YTCTE, Yeshiva is a place where it starts and it lasts for eternity. Oh, where we are, Torah's high and Torah's MS. We will go far with Torah guiding every step. YTCTE, Yeshiva is a place where it starts and it lasts for eternity. Oh, working as a team. Oh, YTCTE. Oh, we will achieve our dream.
Forming everlasting bonds, you so warmly teach us Torah to thrive in every grade.
Feed the syllabus and beyond, we uphold our dear Masorah, so it never fades.
Laying a foundation strong, self-worth feels the impact from all we have done. Tending to our
Okay, before our program ends, 3 announcements. One is that unfortunately, one graduate did not make it. We did want to make note. We hope that he was able to watch. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it. Family was away. But Ari Sharabi has been a huge part of our class, fun-loving, friendly, and creative. And Be'ezus Hashem, we wish you a lot of atzlacha along with everyone else. Before we dismiss everyone, 2 announcements. One is that the teachers, Rabbi Arel and Mrs. Shuker, who have, as you've heard from the boys themselves, invested so much time, effort, and work into our graduates, they're going to be coming over to the cars with our grad bags, a little bag with some graduation parting gifts. Once everyone receives their bags, we're going to invite everyone. You have 2 options. You're going to continue down the carpool line. You can either exit directly to 163rd Street. There is a photographer available for a photo booth to take a picture with the family. If you would like, you're welcome to do that as well. But we do encourage everyone to continue. We would like to make it safe and speedily so that we can prepare for the next class as they have their graduation. Mazel tov again, everyone, and hatzlacha rabba in the future and in middle school.